Sometimes there are aspects of camping that can be stressful. So I'm going to talk about ways to not get stressed out when camping in your pop-up camper. So sometimes camping can be stressful when it comes to towing a pop-up or a travel trailer or even tent camping. So being away from home and out of your routine can sometimes feel stressful, and add in the extra stress of just towing and traffic and just everything that goes along with travel days, going to your campground and then coming home. There are a lot of things that can get you stressed out, but I have some amazing tips to help you not get stressed when you're camping next time. So when you feel overwhelmed in life, what do? How do you de-stress? Well, I like to think that whenever we get stressed, we take out our pop-up camper. And whenever we're on a camping trip and our pop-up, that's our time to de-stress. So the time to relax is when you don't have the time to relax. So let me say that again. The time to relax is when you don't have time to relax. So let that sink in. So in real life, I say real life, not like it's not real life when you're out camping on a weekend in a pop-up trailer, but when you're feeling overwhelmed in life and you don't have the time, or you feel like you don't have the time to go camping or to do something for yourself or to do something for your family, that is the exact time when you need to do some things for yourself and for your family. So I'll say it one more time. The time to relax is when you don't have time to relax. So make the time to relax, make the time to go on a camp trip, make the time to go on a vacation. Do things for yourself. Whatever you've been looking forward to doing, do that one thing. So let's talk about towing. Towing is one of the most stressful parts about camping, especially when you're towing a pop-up or a travel trailer. So we like to drive slow. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I like to drive fast, and whenever I get above 65, I get a pinch on my side or on my leg from my wife. So we try to tow at 60 miles per hour. And, I know most people when they're towing, they go 65 miles per hour, and that's fine too. But we try to keep it at 60 miles per hour, and we stay in the slow lane, and we don't let it bother us that people are passing us in the left lane. That's what the left lane is for, right? For people passing you. So the number one tip when towing is just don't get stressed. Don't let the traffic around you get to you. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it bother you. You may get honked at for driving too slow, but that's okay. I would rather you drive too slow than too fast. It's always safer to drive slow, even on the interstates. You may think that you're just creeping along and holding up traffic, but that's okay. Don't let it bother you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is backing up your pop-up trailer. So that can also be very stressful, right? If you've ever done it before, you feel like everyone is watching you, especially if you have neighbors. If you get to a campsite late, everyone else is already set up and all eyes are on you, right? So you're backing up. Whether you think you're good at backing up or not, you're doing it wrong because you've got your wife telling you to go this way and that way. So we're men, right? We do everything wrong. So that's my next tip. If you're a man and your wife is yelling at you, don't let that bother you. That's just a part of camping, right? It's a part of camping. So you're going to get yelled at. You're doing it wrong. So just stay calm when backing. Back slowly. Use your mirrors. Use all the little tips and tricks that you've read on the internet. Put your hand on the bottom of the steering wheel. If you want your trailer to go right, turn your steering wheel right, okay? If you want your trailer to go left, turn the bottom of your steering wheel left. So if your hand is on the top, it's just going to be opposite. So just read little tips and tricks like that. Just Google it. That's what I did. That's how I learned how to back this trailer. So don't get stressed if you're getting yelled at. You know that she loves you, right? You love her. It's just a part of camping with a pop-up. So the next thing that can be very stressful when camping in a pop-up is setup. When you get to your campground, you unhitch and you start setting up your pop-up camper. And if you haven't watched my setup video of our process of setting up our camper, I'll try to link that video so you can see that video as well. But set your expectations properly. And what I mean is, if you have a pop-up camper, give yourself an hour to set up. Now, you may be able to set up in 20 minutes if you have a pop-up and that's your routine, maybe even 15 minutes. But I'm including unhitching, setting up the pop-up camper, pushing out the bed ends, setting up your camp chairs, your picnic table, just everything that includes, out exterior lighting, everything that goes along with your campsite. It usually takes us an hour to do that entire process, sometimes even longer. Now, a lot of these things are the same whether you have a pop-up camper or just a traditional hard-sided travel trailer. Some of the things are the same, like hooking up your electricity, hooking up your water, your city water and everything that has to do, sewage connections. We don't have a bathroom in this camper, which is a Rockwood Freedom 1640 FT. So we just have one sink, and our gray tank is just a bucket where the water just pours directly out of the side of the camper. But my point here is that set proper expectations when you're setting up camp. So give yourself an hour. That way you're not going to get stressed out if it's been 45 minutes and you're still not set up. Just set the expectations that it's going to take you an hour. And then once your camp is set up, connect with nature. Okay, you're on a camp trip, you're in nature, you're in the woods. I don't know what type of camping you do. Some people enjoy camping on the concrete slabs, and that has its place. Okay, that's fine. But we like to camp in national forests and state parks and things that are wooded, with lots of nature, lots of trees, lots of birds singing and things like that. So my next point is just to connect with nature once your setup is complete at your campsite. Listen to the sounds of nature, the wind in the trees, the birds singing, the dog hacking on a bone, the neighbor's kids screaming, thoughts of your boss yelling at you, your to-do list at home, deadlines at the office, kids' school schedule, gotta be here, gotta be there. Just stop. At home. Stop. Just stop overthinking, okay? I know that's natural sometimes, and those of us that deal with anxiety, that's how our brains work, okay? But just stop. You're in nature, look around, enjoy the scenery around you, and just breathe, okay? Just breathe. You don't have to be stressed. This is the weekend, you're on a camp trip with your family. Maybe you're solo camping, and that's okay too. Sometimes it's more relaxing to go camping by yourself, and that's all right. And then what I like to do on family camp trips is just check out from reality. So all of those things that you just heard me talking about, your boss yelling at you, your busy kid's schedule, having to be at this sporting event and that sporting event, having to be here, having to be there. So just check out from reality when you're on a camp trip. You're in a pop-up trailer, right? You can't get any better than that. So do things you would not normally do at home. Go outside at night. Just because you're camping doesn't mean you have to go into your camper as soon as it gets dark. Stay outside and build a campfire. Watch for shooting stars. Who does that at home? Some of us may. I wish that we did that more, but we don't spend enough time outside when we're at home. So since you're camping, go outside, stay up late, watch the stars, look at the sky. Take a cold plunge in the lake, right? If it's fall or winter and you're camping on a lake, who cares? Swim anyway. Take a cold plunge. It's good for your blood. It's good for your heart rate. So that's something you wouldn't do at home, right? So do things you wouldn't do at home. And another thing is just spend time with your family if you are camping with your family. Actually talk to your family. Play games with your family. Make messy s'mores and don't worry about the mess, okay? Get sticky fingers with the chocolate and the marshmallows. Just enjoy your camping experience. And also know that something will go wrong, okay? Something goes wrong every single camp trip, even if it's something small. If you're eating a hot dog and your kid drops his hot dog on the ground, don't lose your temper. Don't yell at your kid. Make it fun. Say, it's okay. Just love your children. Drop your hot dog on the ground to make him feel more comfortable if he's crying about it. Make it a fun memory. It will turn into a core memory for your child, I promise. If you burn breakfast on the griddle, which I do 90% of the time, okay, don't let that ruin your trip. Just laugh about it. Even if your wife and kids are making fun of you, just laugh about it. Just have fun with it. I burn pancakes all the time on our griddle. That's just a part of camping. And again, just be playful and have a calming spirit, okay? If you have a temper problem, usually at home, just let this be the time to just sort of relax. use nature around you to calm your spirit, okay? And again, if you have fun with all these little mishaps, they will turn into wonderful core memories with your family, and you're gonna laugh about it for years to come. Now, sometimes when we're camping, we have bad weather, right? You may have thunderstorms that come rolling in, and even tornado warnings. So especially in a pop-up camper, you're not as protected as those of you who may be in more traditional hard-sided travel trailers. So along with bad weather when you're camping, anxiety naturally comes in, right? So find ways to manage your anxiety, okay? So whether it's praying or meditating, it's okay, whatever you believe in. Just pray that God would protect you during this thunderstorm, during these tornado warnings. That naturally has a calming spirit, right? It gives you a calming vibe. So meditate, whatever you believe in, whatever your religion is, just find ways to calm your anxiety and manage that. And also another tip is consider skipping those busy campgrounds. If you're naturally an anxious person and you don't handle stress very well, don't reserve those campgrounds that are just slam-packed full with just tons of kids running around. I love kids, by the way, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of campers don't enjoy going places where there are a lot of kids and a lot of screaming and yelling and riding bikes and things like that. Although that's wonderful and that's completely okay. Again, I have kids and that's what we do. We scream and yell and we enjoy the campground while we're there. But if you're the type of person that bothers you, consider skipping those busy campgrounds and maybe go for a more secluded camping experience. Now, my next suggestion to help you manage stress while you're camping is to take hikes and swim and just do activities during the day that will tire you out. This will help you sleep at night, I promise. So we all know that the beds in pop-up campers and also in traditional travel trailers are not that comfortable, right? Some of the things that the first hacks and the first thing that people do when they buy a camper is to replace the mattress. So it's going to be hard to get a good night's rest if you don't wear yourself out. So speaking of hiking, I know a lot of people who just hike as fast as they can just to get from one end of the hiking trail to the other just to say that they did it, okay? Don't be that kind of person. Enjoy the hike. Walk slowly. You're still burning calories. You're still sweating. Enjoy the nature. Look around. You're missing so many things if you're hiking fast just to get to the other side, just to get to the end of the hiking trail. Now, yes, I know a lot of times the end of the hiking trail has those wonderful views, water views, mountain views, and things like that. That is something to look forward to, absolutely. And I'm not saying don't do that, but just enjoy the hike itself. Enjoy getting to the end of the hike. I hope that makes sense. Breathe in the clean air. Walk barefooted if you need to. My wife and daughter do that all the time. They call it earthing. They feel like it connects them to the earth and it connects them to nature. And it does. It does. So walk barefooted, as long as there are not a lot of those kookaburras or sand spurs and things like that that are going to stick in your feet. And I wouldn't recommend it then. But if it's a sandy trail or a really soft trail, walk barefooted. It sounds like something small, but something small like that is a great de-stressor. And I mentioned this earlier, but if you don't handle stress very well, if you're an anxious person, just take some time on your camping trip to pray and meditate and stop and just listen to the surroundings around you. And don't think at all. Empty your mind, okay? Let the stress of life leave your body and let the winds of nature fill your mind and body. I know that may sound cheesy, but it's so real, okay? And I promise you'll return home rejuvenated and relaxed. And remember to just love your family, okay? This is the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. You may be camping for a whole week. You may have taken time off work to do this camping trip. And let me be the first person to congratulate you on doing that. Wonderful job. Take the time off. We all deserve it. We earned that time off. So if you take a week or two off and you're taking your family on vacation, enjoy that. Don't think about work. Let this be your time to de-stress. And again, love your family. So if you found value in this video, I really appreciate you watching, but consider subscribing to this channel. We're growing a community here. Share your comments and your experiences below. We are creating a community. The pop-up community is a real thing, okay? We love this pop-up trailer. And I know whoever else owns pop-up trailers feel the same way that we do. So this is a community, and I really appreciate you watching this video. Have a good one.